Hey, it's Young Prepper 1 here. I'm going to be talking about to more of the younger preppers who parents do not know they're prepping or support them or anything along those lines without getting noticed or caught or anything out of the unusual. The first basic thing I'd say that most preppers should start out getting is just a simple pocket knife. Standard, whatever kind you want. I buy different ones. I'm a knife collector, so I have multiple different ones. But I'd recommend one of these. I'm not quite sure, but I've seen them. People call them super knives and other things like that because they're so small and they can do a lot. This, you got a little sharp point at the end. I'm not sure like really what this does. Is a little notch, paper opener, anything along those lines. Whatever you need it to use for. I've actually popped root beer bottles off these little cap opener and the basic self, the knife itself. Not very big, nothing special. $13 when I went to a military show. It's a super knife, as most people, like I said before, as most people call it. The next thing is a mask. Not the full-on face mask, just the little respirator to wear for dust, chemicals, anything along those lines. And you can get them packed for maybe 3 or 4. I got a mask for like 50 cents and it came with 2 of these. They're supposed to be it's one of the winter warmers. I didn't really get it for that. I got it for my bug out bag. Next thing I'm going to talk about, water. A simple gallon, it's an old Sunny D bottle, gallon of water. This was in my car. I had to take it out. I was getting some cast iron for my dad, and we took it back to the house. We had to take a lot of my stuff out of the car. Though I'm probably gonna move to this once I get it cleaned out. It's about 5 gallons if I remember correctly. Simple stuff like that can do. Beef jerky is another one. Get a few bags worth at Slim Jims. I mean, stuff that's packaged that won't expire in probably 3 or 4 years, and it's not relatively expensive as long as you get the cheaper brands like Walmart or Sam's, or buy in bulk, whatever you need to do. Next thing is a lighter. Simple, basic, not hard to get a hold of, maybe 90 cents for a little small Bic one. Another thing would be whistles, a whistle, anything else that's small, insignificant, that won't let your parents recognize you're prepping, or you're just buying stuff that doesn't really recognize as prepping or anything along those lines. Stuff that you can use in everyday life. I mean, I use my knife almost every day. And my other knife that I was talking about, I have an exact same knife like this. It's a quick draw blade, which has a little tab right here, which is really nice. I use it for when I do landscaping, because I'm being self-employed. I use it a lot to clean stuff out, cut rope or twigs or anything along that lines. I mean, I use it a lot. It's very handy. And some other cool stuff I'd recommend getting is a handheld CB radio, or a CB radio overall. I don't see too many people talk about these, although I haven't done a big search on them. A handheld one, it would be what I'd recommend. I got 2 of them for 10. I have one in my car in a metal box for an EMP or anything along those lines if electronics go down. 'Cause the only thing that's going to be working are CBs, hams, and maybe a different type of radio, that source that I don't know of. I haven't done too much research on it, but I figured since I live near Wright Pat, place is likely to be EMP'd or nuked, which I have a gas mask and some other chemical stuff along those lines that I'll talk about later if I ever get the chance. But this is more for the kids / teens, however you want to put it, preppers who are trying to prep but their parents don't agree with it, or they don't have the money, or just want to live a normal life with on a cheap price. But a CB radio, if you get a chance, I got 2 of them for 10 at a flea market. I mean, this one I cleaned out and it works fine. The other one is straggly. Another one is a police radio, fire, EMTS, emergency stuff along those lines. Very nice. Though I need to get a power source for my car for it. I haven't done that yet. I mean, spent $10 at the flea market. I don't know how much these are new. I thought I was getting a CB radio when I bought it, but it ended up being a radio scanner and stuff, police scanner and stuff like that. And it has the weather channel on it, the emergency public broadcasting station, whatever along those lines stuff. $10 at flea market, which I recommend doing. Flea markets are a great place to go, especially if you're on a budget. I mean, I get stuff there all the time. I at least go every Sunday almost. A few other things that I didn't show you would be work gloves. I mean, I have bundles of those from landscaping and working in the yards. Work gloves, first aid kit, a small first aid kit. I've kind of built multiple small ones. I have one that will go in my backpack when I go to school. It has basic antibiotic wipes, sunscreen, hand sanitizer, cream like Neosporin, a few band-aids along those lines, and tweezers, and then flashlight and chapstick will go in it. And that's the basics. Since I'm going to school, I'm not going to bring any knives or anything along with me. But in my car that's parked outside of the school premises will have my bug out bag. Probably 72 hours once I get it complete will be in there with a few along some of the other utensils like I talked before. I have a handheld CB radio in there, which is nice because you might not want to communicate, but you can hear what other people are talking about, see what's going on, because your cell phone's gonna, if it's an cell phones will, even if it's not an EMP, cell phones will be going crazy. People trying to call each other and families trying to get a hold of each other. Stuff like that. It'd be nice to have if you do need to communicate, but I would personally, I wouldn't use it to communicate. I would just see what everyone else is doing, what's going on around the world. I use it for that purpose. Other things you can get, simple backpack if you want to get a bug out bag, simple backpack with maybe if I can get it, simple water pack, bladder in it. I'm cleaning mine out right now. I mean, I paid $25 for this. You can go to Walmart for like $14. I mean, I try to get something a little bit more rough and rugged, something that won't break like my Walmart one did. I got that from a military show. I go a lot with my parents on that stuff. But stuff like that, if you get the chance, I mean, just simple stuff that won't draw attention to you. Beef jerky, lighter, 90-cent light. I mean, you can buy these stuff yourselves without your parents knowing, even at the age of 14, 13, 15, however young you're starting. I mean, most preppers are talking to more adults. I'm trying to do this for more of the younger kids like me and myself that are minors, under 18. So, this is Young Prepper. I hope I helped at all, if with anything. Subscribe.